What can be more beautiful than a semi-precious stone or a jewel with all these different cracks and lines on them? But we panic when we see the lines on our faces. Hello, I'm Dr. Dieli Pichardo Johansson, physician, life coach, and author of 11 books, including a #1 Amazon bestseller. And the topic of the day is aging. Aging gracefully, or even better, aging joyfully. And this is a topic that has been on my mind all week. It all started last week when my husband and I went to watch the concert of the Rolling Stones and talk about amazing aging, the mind-blowing performance that Mick Jagger gave. But even before we made it to the concert, we started posting our pictures dressed up and getting excited, and people started commenting on my Facebook feed, "How you look so great, you look so beautiful." And I caught myself saying, "What are they talking about? I look horrible. Look at that. I have this little sagging on my face and this asymmetry and this loss of volume here and this little wrinkle here." As you know how that goes, we are hard on ourselves and we talk to ourselves in ways we wouldn't speak to our worst enemy. Don't get me wrong, I am very grateful for how I look. Yes, I am very grateful for your comments. I do feel I am aging in a pretty way. But you know how it is. A few years ago, I was beautiful and photogenic at any moment, in any angle. And now for me to look good for a video or a post, it has to be the right lighting, the right angle, the right amount of makeup on, and after the right amount of sleep and the right amount of hydration. So, and doesn't it feel that the world is brutal, especially the United States? The standards of beauty in other countries are not that closely linked to youthfulness, but in the United States they are. And doesn't it feel like sometimes that is brutal how we judge people for getting old, like if it was a crime that they got old? So today I want to talk to you about the 3 concepts that now have become a mantra in my life for me to embrace aging in a positive way. To embrace aging joyfully, not even aging gracefully, because the whole concept of saying aging gracefully sounds like if aging is a disgrace that you have to apologize for. So, ready? Here I go. Concept #1. I am grateful for the blessing of growing old. Last Sunday, it was Halloween, and it was a little shock in my house because I used to have incredibly busy Halloweens with 4 little kids, sometimes adding to that their friends, my nephews, a house full of children running around high on candy, dressed up and knocking on doors. And this year, my twins, my youngest kids, are already teenagers. My little boy, my youngest boy, said, "I am too old for trick-or-treating." And I only had my girl, mostly because she has special needs. And in her mind, even if she's a teenager, she's 6 or 7. So I treasured that trick-or-treating with her, knowing it could be my last. And as I was reflecting on how fast time has flown, an idea got into my mind. If I hang in there, maybe someday I'll get to trick or treat with my grandchildren. And that sounds like an obvious thing, but to me it was not. My mother never had to face looking at herself in the mirror and feeling, "Oh, I've gotten so old," because she died young. My mother was 51 when she died. She never got to see her grandchildren. And that was a big dream for her. So I make it a point right now to remind myself that growing old is a privilege and that I will gladly embrace that privilege for the blessing of hugging my grandchildren someday. There's never a guarantee. My children may never give me grandchildren. But still, if I hang in there, I may find out if I will have Christmases and Halloweens again with a house full of children. And trust me, as a big believer on the mind body spirit connection, I know that as a cancer survivor, I have to make peace with the concept of aging, because if I don't, my body may decide, oh, so you don't want to grow old. Your wish is my command. I'm going to make the cancer come back. So you are the gone. So you die young and never have to see yourself old. No, thank you. I welcome the blessing. I joyfully, gratefully embrace growing old. So that's my mantra number one. I am grateful for the blessing of growing old. My concept number two, or mantra number two, is I choose to see beyond the appearances. Doesn't it feel sometimes that the world makes zero sense? Just to give you a little example, and if you happen to be one of the ladies who love designer things, please don't take this seriously. I'm just joking here, but I have a cousin who I love so much. I'll call her Susan. And she, the other day, was talking to me about her $10,000 Louis Vuitton bag. And I almost had a little heart attack, and I told her, Susan, do you really think that a $10,000 bag is going to carry my car keys and my phone any better than my $20 bag from Ross? It just didn't make any sense to me. And there's so many other things that don't make sense in this world. One of them is the concept that beauty is synonym for sexual attractiveness. Think about it for a moment. What is our standard of beauty? Youthfulness. Why do we find that beautiful? Our old brain, our reptilian brain, is wired to gravitate towards sexually fertile people. Plump lips, firm skin, perky body parts, they are all a surrogate marker for youth, stamina, fertility. If you look up outside of sexual attractiveness, if you look at what the things we find beautiful, we find beautiful things in a wide variety, a wide range. We find beautiful things that have detail into. What can be more beautiful than a leaf of a tree with all those beautiful veins in them? But when we have veins or varicose veins or veins in our face, we're panicking. What can be more beautiful than a semi-precious stone or a jewel with all these different cracks and lines on them? But we panic when we see the lines on our faces. There's very few people in the world or things in the world more beautiful than my grandmother's Casilda's face. She is full of lines and cracks, but she is also full of a poise, of a presence, of an accumulated history of experiences. When I am in her presence, I feel automatically peaceful, taken care of, nurtured, because she has survived so many setbacks in her life. She is the incarnation of the concept, if you hang in there, times will get better. Even when you think the world's coming to an end, if you hang in there, things will get better. So that accumulation of experiences she carries is the most beautiful thing I have witnessed in my life. So that is the concept, the mantra I want you to embrace. Don't believe the world when they tell you that the Hollywood actress is beautiful. No, she is sexually attractive. She is youthful. Get great for her, good for her, excellent. I love to see beautiful faces. But that has nothing to do with all these other different versions of beauty in the world. And speaking of that, the concept number 3 is about that. I embrace role models of aging, and I vow to become one. Going back to the Rolling Stones concert, Mick Jagger blew my mind. He is 78 years old and he was jumping on the stage, running, singing, playing with the strings of the heart of the audience, energizing us all. And I remember he wasn't exactly the person who had the most healthy lifestyle when he was younger. I I am almost want to wonder, did that make him that youthful? Embracing that passion, living music, living a life of passion had something to do with him being this youthful at this age. And we all have the role model. If you're lucky, you have the role model in your life, like I have my grandmother, of becoming that graceful lady who is the base of the family, who is the support, the peace, the experience for the family. But I also want to find other models that, just like Roger Bannister, who, after he broke the 4-minute mile record, that nobody thought it was possible, a lot of people started breaking the record too. He gave people permission to say, that previous limitation was all in your mind. In that way, I want to find those people who look awesome at any age, like Jane Fonda and Christy Brinkley, who look amazing at their age. I want to find people who are energized and joyful and talented at their age. I want to find people like that who can be my role models, who can break the stereotype that with age we are supposed to lose our spark. We're supposed to lose our joy of living. Even that, after 50, nobody cares anymore. No, I want to keep caring. I want to keep being joyful and passionate no matter what age.